Good morning, everybody. You got the camera? You're good?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
Fitz all looking pretty. Hey, it's Positive Tuesday today, May 7th, 2024. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Dryden Wire founder Ben Dryden. You're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, his locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today. See what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen. 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning. I honestly thought I was going to get a text from you this morning saying, I'm too tired. I can't do the show.
Why?
Well, the Met Gala was last night.
I didn't watch it. I gave a talk last night. But,
all right. I thought you were staying up late on social media looking at all the dresses and the celebrities.
That's right. No, I didn't.
No. All right. I didn't even know it was happening until I watched the news this morning. Oh, speaking of the news, oh my goodness. I laughed out loud and I was thinking about you this morning. I mean, I always think about you.
That's good. That's the point.
Right. It was the Donald Trump. They were covering the Donald Trump trial. And apparently he keeps violating the gag order. Right. So the gag order means you can't actually talk about the trial outside of the courtroom. Well, every time he posts things on social media about the trial, that's violating the gag order. Well, apparently that's his 10th violation now of violating the gag order. And the judge apparently said yesterday, and I'm paraphrasing here, maybe ad-libbing, that the next time I will strongly consider maybe the possibility of putting you in jail. And I laughed so hard because I was just thinking about all the times we've talked about on the show.
Right.
6th, 7th offenses and still no prison time. Like, okay, I believe in second chances, but come on.
The 9th time, the 10th time. I think he already gave him a stern warning that he can find him $9,000. That's probably like $1 to me and you.
If that. Good morning, Dirk, and good morning, Sharon. So we have a few things to talk about today, including, well, we touched on this last week that you said you're going to send these out. You did have 2 press releases. Teen driver travels. These were our headlines. Teen driver travels 5 miles in wrong lane on Highway 53, stopped by Barron County Highway Department. Stone Lake resident arrested after Barron County Drug Unit uncovers meth haul. I also want to get your thoughts on a couple of other things. There was a story this morning from WPR that Ho Chunk Nation has decriminalized cannabis. Doesn't mean that it's illegal. Just from a law enforcement standpoint, I don't even know if you saw it. I'm clearly not an expert on this at all. It was just on WPR. You can go to the website this morning. It's on our U.S. and world headline links on our website as well. Just from a law enforcement standpoint, any challenges that you could possibly see there? I think Marshfield Medical Center in Rice Lake temporarily pauses labor, and does that impact law enforcement? I don't think it does, but I want to get your thoughts on it. And we have a couple of, it sounds like you have before the show started, you had to get a prop ready, so don't show it off yet. But apparently, that's going to be coming up on the show. But first, as always, we like to start with a little bit of sports. What do you have this morning?
You know, I was up last night not watching the Met Gala, watching the Timberwolves without Rudy Gobert. I mean, they just crushed them. I mean,
what is going on?
I mean, they were just, I don't know. I mean, you thought winning game 1, you know, they weren't going to be able to hold it in game 2. They win by, 38 last night?
And it wasn't even that close.
Right.
I'm sorry. It sounds like a blowout, but it was even worse. I mean, they were up by 30 points in like the second quarter.
Did you see Jamal Murray throw that thing on the court? I mean, I think he should be suspended.
Well, actually, that's probably going to be better because he's playing terribly. So sit him for a day.
The defense, I mean, as the one announcer said, they're introducing the Timberwolves defense to the world because they've been playing like this all year. And I haven't watched a lot of the Timberwolves, but, you know, they're an exciting young team.
They are. That's worth the price. Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards. Is that not just the price of admission to go to watch it, but if you want to watch a basketball game and you haven't watched one in a long time, watch a Timberwolves game. No kidding. And by the way, I'll give you credit. You've been saying it all year, hinting at it even. The Timberwolves, you know, they're still in first place. I'm like, they're going to they're not going to. They are doing, I mean, they're up 2-0. They played the first 2 games in Denver and already won. I mean, this series is over. It isn't, but should be.
Yeah.
And this is the defending world champions.
Right. Yeah. And they did it without Rudy last night, who's another 7'5" guy with a 10-foot reach. So, I mean, he comes back when they play in Minnesota. I mean, jeepers, hopefully it's good for Minnesota to maybe they'll have a championship team someday.
And that's still, even though Minnesota, sometimes we like them, sometimes we don't like them in terms of the state. But, you know, the Timberwolves are closer to us geographically than the Bucks, and they're out of it now. So yeah, it's nice to kind of pull for our region teams. So yeah, I'm all in on the Timberwolves. All in. Yep. And speaking of local, I don't know if you saw it or not. I'm sure not, because you weren't on the screen, so you probably didn't watch it.
I started to watch a little bit of it.
Please watch it. It was so good.
Really?
Rick Schlesinger, he's the president of business operations for the Milwaukee Brewers, was our guest last Friday. And oh my goodness, it was one of my favorite shows I've ever had. We talked a lot of baseball. I mean, he runs the Brewers. I mean, my goodness, it was just fantastic. It was so insightful and so much fun. He totally, pardon the pun, he knocked it out of the park. He was such a great guest.
So what's new with the Brewers?
What's he
working?
No clue. What they're doing, you have to watch the show and find out. But there was one thing that may interest you. You can go to their website and nominate. They do it, I think, monthly. Basically, it's like local heroes, and it's really targeted towards first responders, obviously law enforcement, EMS, and the wonderful things they do in their community. And you can nominate them, and then they get recognized once a month with the Brewers. I don't know what they get. I guess I never asked. They get recognition, of course, but I don't know what that means. If they can go down there to watch a game, get a plaque, I'm assuming all this stuff happens, because otherwise, why would you do it? And just say, hey, we like that. I'm assuming it's kind of a big thing there, and I thought that was really cool.
Cool. And he contacted you, right? Or did you reach out to him?
It was a mediator, a friend of mine down in Madison-ish area, and he's worked with him in the past, and he had called about a month ago and said, hey, I'm Rick Schlesinger. I'm like, who's that? Because I don't know who runs these teams. I know the players. And he told me who it was. He said, would you be interested in having him on as a guest? I'm like, yes, please.
I love baseball.
And sports, and because he oversees finance and all the business and every facet of it. So, and I asked him the question about, now that the games are faster, like 20, 30 minutes. But I'm like, that's 20 minutes that a fan isn't in the seats. Now you multiply that by 40,000. That's fewer beers, somebody's losing money. And if you want to know the answer to it, watch the show. It's on our website and on our YouTube channel.
I will. I saw you had a nice background in the stadium. It was
right behind them is the stadium, which is nuts. Right, the field, right there.
I've seen that part.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was very cool. All right. Well, we have a lot to get to, and we'll start all of that in 15 seconds after word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
All right. Good morning to Larry and Mary and to Louise, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I am. Larry wants to know what is going on in our county this month. I wasn't prepared to answer that question, Larry.
Not much, Larry. That's the plan. Although we sent the press releases out, but I do have a whole list of stuff that it's up. So anyway, we'll get to that in just a second.
Perfect. Well, we did cover some of this stuff last week. Right. That you had said that you were going to be issuing a couple press releases, and true to your word, you did. Our headline, the first one was teen driver travels 5 miles in wrong lane on Highway 53, stopped by Barron County Highway Department. I didn't read the comments, but I saw on our page we had a whole bunch of comments. Therefore, I'm assuming you must have had a ton on yours. So maybe, one, catch people up on what that was, and then also, what were the comments like for you?
So it was a 16-year-old girl, didn't have a driver's license. She had a permit, didn't have another driver with her, and she got on the freeway at the wrong exit in Rice Lake and went the wrong way on the freeway for 5 miles at what I would consider high rate of speed. Luckily, there was a work zone just prior to the Barron exit that that Barron County Highway Department was at working. And they're not prepared for a car to come the other way on their work zone. They were more worried about the cars coming at them, not the other way. So they were out there working, saw it. The first one flagged it down, radioed ahead. The township truck saw it coming, radioed ahead, said, watch out for the car coming. So they were somewhat prepared. Ultimately used a shovel to flag her down and get her to stop, and threw a shovel in front of her to try to get her to stop. So, they did a heck of a job. Our highway workers did to make the girl stop. We ultimately got there. She received some citations. She was given a ride home because she was flustered. But yeah, it's, what do you do? She didn't go to jail. Luckily, she didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah. Or herself. No kidding. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Or a highway worker.
and it was noon. It wasn't like 8 p.m. at night. There's no cars on the road. It was noon on Highway 53 on a Thursday. So it was kind of crazy.
Because there wasn't an arrest, pending charges, etc. Do you get some? Well, we appreciate you being transparent and letting the community know things that are going on, but this stuff, why are you posting it? Why are you sending it out as a press release? Did you get any of that? Because every once in a while you do, right?
Yeah, every once in a while, sure we do. No, I think that's a bigger case. I mean, there was a large presence of law enforcement. We had multiple agencies going in that direction because we kept getting calls. Obviously, when you get somebody, we got another 911 call, another 911 call.
Right.
5 miles is a long time. I mean, it takes, we're talking 5 to 6 minutes. She's driving down the wrong lane of the road here. Ultimately, and I think our highway department deserves some credit for this. I mean, they're out there working. It's tough enough. Wouldn't want to be a highway worker. I mean, there's a lot of jobs that I wouldn't mind doing, but standing on the highway working when these people aren't paying attention, they're driving by these work zones. They think they're intentionally out there slowing them down. It's just stopping a car for 5 minutes on 53 is dangerous. I can't imagine working out there for 8 hours today, fixing a bridge, and then have somebody come the wrong way of traffic, which now the highway department has now set up a barrier so that if a car does come at them, they have to set up stages on both sides of the freeway.
That's smart, I guess.
Well, it is, but you wouldn't think you'd have to, because who thinks the car is going to come the other way at you on a 4-lane highway? So, no. So the comments I should never read them. I continue to read our comments, but it doesn't bother me. We put our information out there. We didn't release the person's name, nor are we going to. And
but it's also a good reminder, right?
Yeah.
For parents to talk to their kids too.
If you make a mistake, just turn around. I mean, stop on the side of the road and do a U-turn, go into the ditch, whatever. I mean, and it's good for prepare people that you got to pay attention, even when you're going down a 4-lane highway and there's nothing in front of you. Not that you'd expect someone coming at you either. So, I mean, we had people take evasive action. Again, no injuries, no damage. It was great. So, and again, hats off to our highway workers for paying attention and doing what they can to save lives.
Yeah, you're right. Talking about, you said wouldn't want to be a highway worker because that's the last thing you're thinking about. Well, for them, it isn't the last thing you're thinking about. They're always probably hyper aware of everything that's going around them. I can't imagine just sitting here doing my work and thinking, okay, any moment somebody could, run me over. That'd be such a weird feeling in my workplace environment to know that.
And that's why, we talked about, and that's why Mike Hafes was on a few weeks ago with us, talking about work zone safety and how important it is. And that's why you put your cell phones down. It's illegal to have your cell phone, up to your hand. You can have voice free or hands free, I should say. But you got to do this kind of stuff in our work zones, and they're not made to. There's a large work zone from Rice Lake to Spooner all summer long. So get used to it, or take a different road, one of the two.
Yep. Your second one that you put out was, again, this is our headline: Stone Lake resident arrested after Barron County Drug Unit uncovers meth haul. For people who didn't see that, what was that about?
Yeah, that was a joint operation. Ultimately ended up being a joint operation. I see Sawyer County has now put out a press release. That was part of the Sawyer
and actually,
County
we are going to have a follow-up to that. They put something out. I requested a criminal complaint. I can't remember. Either I worked on that one last night or this one. I can't remember. It'll be up either today or tomorrow. There's like kind of a follow-up to all of this that's a part of this, but I should have that up soon. And that's when I found out, this was actually there's a lot of agencies involved in this.
Mm-hmm. And we weren't involved in the operation up there, but this was a part of the operation that didn't quite get there yet before they arrested everybody up there, and they let us know that this was happening and this person may have drugs, and our canine dog was there and sniffed and alerted to the car, and we had probable cause because the person had a warrant anyway, so it didn't matter, but we used the canine dog anyway. So we used Jasper, and we got some meth. While we were stopping her, she dissolved the meth in some kind of a liquid. We're not 100% sure, which changed the meth into a liquid. So we ended up with 449 grams of methamphetamine liquid, a liquid that tested positive for meth. Now, if you were to sell that by the gram, that'd be $44,000 in drugs. Well, liquid meth doesn't convert to grams the same way as a weight.
From the weight. So that makes sense.
Turn that liquid back into a solid, which lowers the amount of grams. So she will be charged with more once the crime lab determines what that conversion is, or if it's truly, it tested positive on our test kits for meth. but she used it, dissolved it in something. Either it dissolved in the water or whatever she put it in.
Sure.
But we did get real meth. We got some other drugs out of that car. So
nice.
Another good hit for our drug unit. Our drug unit's super busy right now. I think we have like 10 cases going. So something we haven't talked about for a while because our drug unit was doing child porn cases. We had some transitions in our drug unit, but right now it's lots of drugs. And so you'll see probably more press releases. I mean, I don't have any more written that are coming, but I think you're going to see more arrests. You're going to see more meth. I think you're going to see some of our cases go to the federal, which have mandatory minimums, which I think is a good thing. I think all of our listeners would love to see some mandatory minimums on some of these drug cases, especially not a first-time offender. And these people that sell drugs versus use drugs. I think a user and a seller are different. We've discussed that on this show. So I think it's all important to say, and the joint operations between Sawyer and Washburn, I think they did a great job in the communication we have with each other and working together. So you're going to see a lot more drug arrests. I think it's that we're either into it here, we got into it. I don't know exactly why. I think it's always been there. I just think we hit the right couple of cars here, and we're making some difference.
Well, speaking of, there was an article I saw in WPR this morning. It's on our, either go to WPR.org, or it's on a U.S. and World headline links on our website this morning. And this is WPR's headline: Ho-Chunk Nation decriminalizes cannabis, but that doesn't mean it's legal. The Ho-Chunk Nation will decriminalize cannabis on tribal lands, and Ho-Chunk police will not issue citations for possession. So it goes into a lot more information. I'm not going to read the whole story, of course, during the live show. I don't know. I'm just curious about what your initial thoughts are from a law enforcement standpoint, because they're saying it's still illegal, but the tribal officers aren't going to give you tickets. So it almost kind of seems like it's going to be, well, you can kind of grow your own. Not saying that's going to happen. And I don't know if they're encouraging that or not, or discouraging, or it's like it's whatever, it's going to happen, fine. But is this going to, do you think, perhaps start, it's almost like your own marijuana areas in your counties? And if that gets sold to others, now it's another thing. Is there any concerns at all, just your initial thoughts? Like, no, this should be fine, or, that's something we should probably look into?
No, I don't think it's still illegal on the state level. And let's just say the Ho-Chunk Nation was in Barron County, and they decriminalized it. So the Ho-Chunk Police Department doesn't have to cite you for that.
Yeah.
But if the Barron County Sheriff's Department in our jurisdiction, I mean, we have the St. Croix Tribal in our area. So if St. Croix Tribal did the exact same thing, and we were out there on patrol, and we were both side by side next to each other, and they stopped the car and I stopped the car, and they both had the exact same amount of marijuana, they can choose not to cite, and we can choose to cite. So it isn't going to matter. I mean, yes, the tribal police aren't going to cite you for that. I think Eau Claire has a similar thing where the fine is like $1.
Right. I thought I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was years ago. So I don't think it matters. I mean, that's a thing. I can make the fine whatever I want. Some people have disorderly conduct fines are $100 if you get into a fight. Some people are $500. So it's the same kind of thing. You can choose to do that, but if I go into the jurisdiction that has a fine where the city cop only charges $100, mine's $300, mine's $300. And so, I mean, municipal cops have lesser fines because there's less court fees than state patrol or county deputies do. So there's a difference in court systems and fines and penalties. And tribal courts have their own courts, and they can make their own laws and rules. So it's fine. I don't think it's gonna. It's a push again, but I don't think under our legislature. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think
it will eventually. Well, not probably this current legislature, but it probably will. Another one, again, I just wanted kind of your quick thoughts on. Marshfield Medical Center, Rice Lake, was temporarily pausing labor and delivery. I believe it was like 30 to 60 days. Representative Armstrong and Senator Quinn both put out press release and statements saying that they're concerned that it actually won't start again. Or I think Representative Armstrong stated that, but both of them are a little concerned. Does this impact either law enforcement directly or in any way indirectly, or do you pay attention to this stuff because, hey, I'm still a citizen and around here, and this isn't good? What are your thoughts when you saw that?
Sure, I guess it's okay to be concerned. I don't know. It's press release concern from, and I didn't put out a press release, and I'm concerned about it as a person. I mean, Dave and Romaine have their own things they have to think about, and they're just trying to make sure that they continue the service. I truly think, based on the limited knowledge I have and what I've been reading and the information that people that I know, I think it's just a pause in service. It sucks for people having babies in May and June. But I think in July and August, I think it comes back. I think we'll be fine. They're not closing the unit. There's still nurses from what I've been told up there, but there isn't some kind of the doctors and the anesthesiologists and all that is what I've been told. And again, I don't have any inside information or outside information. Sure. So, but you're right. Temporary is not a good thing, but it says temporary. I truly believe they're coming back in 2 months. I mean, maybe it takes 3. It sucks, but there's a shortage. I mean, I'm housing inmates for another jail because they don't have jail staff. I mean, that's happened before. We've talked about it here on the show. Staffing is a huge issue for hospitals, law enforcement, everything right now. So I think it's bad that there's a jail that has to close part of its jail for staffing. And they're housing their inmates here. I don't think that's good either for taxpayers, but it's where we're at today. There's nothing we just can't magically make a doctor up here and say, hey, but do we think it'll hurt us? No. I mean, maybe we'll deliver more babies on the side of the road. I mean, I don't know.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if we will or not, but
you have to start doing some training.
But it's entirely possible. If I say I'm going to have a baby and they send me from Rice Lake to Eau Claire, that's 45 minutes. Maybe we will be delivering babies on the side of the road. Maybe they can all be named Chris. That's fine.
This is Baby Fitzy.
Yeah, Baby Fitzy. So I don't plan on delivering any babies, but our dispatchers have done it. Our dispatchers are trained for it. We've done it over the phone. Most, all our Washburn County dispatchers, they're trained for this. That's what they do. So that happens. It happens at home when people don't make it. So, I'm always concerned when something temporarily closes. We don't like to see that for the workers and the communities that we serve, but we got to continue to support our hospitals in any way we can, our nurses and
our teachers. Because isn't that this week?
It's Teacher Appreciation Week. I had that on my list.
All right.
Another job that neither of us wanted to be a teacher.
No, thank you. No, child care. Right. No, cops, highway department, highway workers, firefighters. Why would you run into a fire? That's weird. Delivering babies, teacher, daycare worker. I mean, no, pretty much anything other than what I'm doing now, I would not want to do that job.
So it's Teacher Appreciation Week.
Thank a teacher.
It's Jailer Appreciation Week this year. It's National Jailer Week this week. So thanks to all of our jailers for what they do. It's they don't get a lot of credit for what they do. We were down in the jail for a mental health subject that was doing some really gross, bad things, and we got him in the right help. But our jailers had to put up with that until we got involved and got the right help and got the person out of the situation. It took a team effort of a judge, the DA, the prosecuting attorney, the public defender. I mean, we had a lot of people in a room trying to make some things happen to get people the right help. And I think that's what people don't forget is our jailers have to put up with that while we make all these decisions. And so hats off to all of our jailers in the state, from Washburn to Sawyer to Barron to Tracy in her new jail up there.
Yeah, not Polk. We don't like Polk. No.
I was in Polk last night. I did a talk at Amory last night. What a great talk about scams and Bitcoin. You know anything about Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it real? Can I invest in Bitcoin? Do you get it back in cash? You can turn Bitcoin into real.
Well,
green?
if you invest in the stocks.
Right.
Yeah, but no, it's just digital currency.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go into its own bank.
You should have.
There is no way I could actually explain Bitcoins in less than 45 minutes, and that would be like the shortest version possible.
You understand it though, huh?
I do. I looked into it a while ago.
Okay. So
that was a talk last night. Did you guys have a talk on that?
No, well, it wasn't on that. We just had a scam in our county with Bitcoin and people turning cash into Bitcoin, and then the Bitcoin is not where it was supposed to be, and they're scammed out of it, and they're out their money, and I can't understand it enough to. So we're working with some other agencies that understand it, and so I don't know that we're going to get this scam money back. So be careful. All I'm talking about is scams. We've been having lots of scams. Besides the drugs, the scams are taking Lots of people are getting scammed out of money. Don't give money. Don't give gift cards. If they're threatening you, don't do it. We need to spend some more time on scams probably someday.
Okay. We should.
So,
Actually, that'd be great.
Yeah. So
Scams.
we have a presentation we give to, groups, scams, senior citizens, senior safety, whatever you want. We have a whole presentation we can do to help you not be scammed. And you got to talk about it. You can't be embarrassed that you got scammed. You can't be embarrassed that you lost some money. You got to talk to your neighbors and friends about this and say, this happened to me. Don't get scammed. Don't buy gift cards. Never paying a gift card. 100% never paying a gift card. I don't care how much money they told you win. Don't pay the fee and gift cards. It's a scam. So
why would anybody want to, the person getting scammed, why would they want to buy a Bitcoin? I mean, unless you invest in the stock, the main reason to have a Bitcoin is so that's the currency that you can use, and that's largely on the dark web, which is actually like 99.9% larger than the internet that you know today. Right. There's actually it's like the tip of the iceberg in terms of the internet world. And you think right now it's just huge. Nope. Yeah. The dark web is where it's all at, and that's how you use the currency for all these, it's not always a great place, the dark web. So you can use that there. But I mean, how would they, just real quick, if you can tell me, were they saying like, hey, just give us cash and we'll give you a Bitcoin and that's going to be worth more than your cash?
Take your cash, put it into Bitcoin, and then we can fix your computer. We can help you get your phone unlocked. We can help you get your bank account straightened out. We can help you do lots of different things.
Okay, so that kind of makes sense.
We can get paid directly in Bitcoin, and then you can get help right away. It was all,
Okay, got it. All right. You have a prop.
I have a prop, yes. So we are having training today. I'm actually going to some training after this.
Good.
And we have what we call, everybody has tasers. Everybody knows what a taser is, right? Well, they came up with a new taser, and we've just got our new tasers, and they're called Taser 10. Ooh. So the first taser that came out, shot one thing and two prongs went into you just like this, like this. And then the new taser came out, and it was 2 shots, so you could shoot 2 people.
Oh, nice.
Well, this is now a 10-shot taser.
What?
And this is the cartridge. It's empty. So, but this is a new cartridge, and they've done a huge amount of studies into it. And this is what the taser looks like. And you put the cartridge on the front here, and obviously it's not loaded, so I'm not worried about it. But so it's got a new ray gun sound.
What? It looks like Star Trek.
Yeah. And it the whole thing is the sound is supposed to deter crime. So you do this, and so this whole sound is made to, and it's got a green light, so we know where we're shooting, and we can shoot.
Hopefully, anybody that's listening right now, you don't have dogs because they're probably freaking out right now.
Right. Well, so there was a study into the sound. There was a study into the looks of it, and I can actually shoot 5 different people if I need to.
Yeah,
they're all going to receive the same thing.
How does that work? So if it's 10, like all of them 10, so if it's just one guy, does the one guy get all 10?
No,
or is it also tell everybody else, move away? Because
it's more accurate. So it used to have a spread, and now you actually shoot the second one, so you can shoot them close to each other, far away from each other. Again, I haven't completed the whole training. I did the online training, but today we're going to shoot these for the first time. So we ordered new Taser 10s. This is the new Taser. There's more accuracy in it. There's more effectiveness into it, they say, because of the accuracy. Because if I actually miss you on the second prong, but now it shoots this one and shoots this one, so you actually pull the trigger twice. It's more accurate.
And again, non-lethal, obviously. Yeah, so more investing into non-lethal stuff.
Yes,
yeah, I'm all 100%. For that.
Yeah, I mean it's and it doesn't look like a gun. Obviously, it's yellow. Ours, you can buy black ones. I don't know why you would, but we buy yellow ones.
You're just asking for trouble,
right? So,
are you going to get tased today?
Am I going to get tased? No way.
Come on, Nancy.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Exactly right. I have no warmth about being that. So, but the accuracy of it, the range is increased in it. I'm not telling you what the range is. It's a secret. All right. It's right. It's 20 feet. I 21
I feel like that's not the right answer.
Right. So it was a big investment. We have training today. Our jailers will carry them. Our patrol will carry them. It reduces our deadly fourth option. And it's kind of like the dog barking when you pull up with a canine or two canines have an advantage, and that dog starts barking. People are like, I'm giving up because I'm not getting bit by a dog.
Yep.
We had some people take the hit with this, and they took the hit from the previous taser, and they were like, this one's way more powerful. It's the same voltage. It's just the accuracy, which creates that shuts down your central nervous system. It's really a unique tool. It's a big investment to our department, but it will save lives. It'll stop officer injuries. We don't have to chase people, and I won't get hurt anymore. Things like that. But,
what are you talking about? You
So
said
it's
you said something about deadly fourth option. What were you referring to?
it reduces our deadly force options.
Oh, deadly force. I thought it was like fourth. Is the number fourth? I'm like, what does that mean? Force. Got it. Oh, we missed. May the fourth be with you. We just missed that.
Right. So it reduces our deadly force options.
Oh, got it. So you're doing that today.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing.
All right, we had Nico. Love that guy. Forgive me if I spell wrong, but I'd like to tell the sheriff I had some help over the weekend, and Sergeant Strenke came to our rescue. Not emergency, my impression. Very great deputy. Thanks for the help. What?
Awesome. Thank you very much. I will pass that on to him.
You know what? I was
those
thinking of a different Nico.
Things we want to do. Those are the kind of things we invest in. That's when we do. I mean, maybe it was an emergency, but it was an emergency to him, and we're here to help, and that's exactly what we do. So I appreciate that. It takes time to write good notes. I mean, everybody wants to complain when something's bad. Those mean a lot to us, and we actually put notes like that in our deputies' files because you can't always talk about the bad stuff. I was at a talk last night, and I talked about, our kids not doing methamphetamine. Not many kids do methamphetamine. It's adults that are dumb. Our kids are pretty smart. We had a safe prom season. Graduation is around the corner. Our kids are doing pretty good, but we always talk about the bad. Well, that's only about 5% of our kids. 95% of our kids are good, and we need to start concentrating on that 95%.
And just give up on the other 5%. I'm right with you.
Right. That's right. No, not quite there, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. No, that's a good point. And that's true. Like if you look at people that are negative, even on social media, it's going to be just 5% that are always driving it.
Yeah, the range closes at 6 p.m. And so, yes, you got to get out of the range before it's 6 p.m. So he must have got locked in the range.
Maybe.
So, their gate closes automatically at 6, whatever, 05 or 10. I don't remember what time. So, yeah, it's quick. You got to pack up and get out of there in time. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. What else do you have on your list?
On my list, I don't think
things going on in
National
Barron?
Law Enforcement Week last week. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of the St. Croix County deputy licensing death. We were over in St. Croix County on Sunday, golfed in a tournament for her.
That's
right.
So
I went golfing up in Hammond. We had a great time with the sheriffs over there and some of the St. Croix County deputies that were involved in the incident. Pheasant Hills Golf Course in Hammond, really beautiful course. Fed us a great meal, and we raised some money for Katie. So everybody's going to Washington, D.C. next week. I am not. I'm staying behind, but we're sending a contingent out there from our department, obviously from Cameron, from Chautauqua, and from St. Croix County are all going out to Washington, D.C., where their names get embedded in the National Law Enforcement Memorial. So that's next week. Wow. So we're preparing our team to go out there right now. So our thoughts and prayers are with, obviously, everybody traveling, but yesterday was St. Croix County with the 1-year anniversary of Katie's death. I think that's it. So next week is that. Tomorrow is my wife's birthday, my dad's birthday, so I'm busy. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. Don't forget about all the mothers out there.
Again? Yeah. We just had one like a year ago.
Yeah.
Mother's Day Sunday. I'm so glad we do these shows because you know how many things I would miss? Like Valentine's Day, I don't realize it until it's that day. I'm like, hey, it's the 14th. Oh, shoot. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Mother's Day Sunday.
So once I get through this week, my wife said this is my bad week because it's her birthday and Mother's Day all in the same week. And I just,
And your dad as well. Boy, did you?
My dad's birthday too, yeah.
Sorry, Dad. I mean, I don't have that. I can spend money on my wife's birthday and on Mother's Day, but I can't do all three, and his birthday too. So he probably gets screwed every year from you.
He probably does. He's okay. He'll be fine.
Are they back from wherever they are now?
Yep, they're back home.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually had supper with them last night. Emma finished college last night, so she graduates next week. Emma's college next week is graduation. So,
wow.
yeah. So I got a big
going
week
on in the Fitzgerald
yeah.
household over the next week.
So hopefully there's not a lot of crime, so I can finish other couple of these.
So if you could do us a favor and just
that's right. All the
hold off
criminals
for
out
a couple
there.
weeks.
Yeah,
you don't have to not do crimes. Just wait a couple of weeks.
Right.
But yeah, happy birthday
yes.
to your dad and to your wife.
Yeah.
And happy Mother's Day, everyone. Oh, I have no idea. This is getting ready for Mother's Day, sounds like. Go online, I guess.
I'm sure your kids remembered that, so they'll.
Probably. Weather part 1, morning showers, thunderstorms, ending late afternoon showers and storms. Well, it's not really ending then. Oh, a little break, I guess. Some could be strong. With hail. Let me put that back up. I didn't get to the rest. With small hail and gusty winds, high in the 60s, lows 40s. Okay, so pay attention this afternoon.
Yeah.
For any hail stuff, get your vehicles in the garage if you have one, just in case. Part 2, slight chance of a few showers, possible thunderstorm in the afternoon, most of week highs in the 60s. Thursday will be the coolest day, mostly sunny skies, 50s. Thursday night, don't worry, we'll see plenty of sunshine. Part 3, the weekend. So far, this doesn't look good, Derek. The weekend, slight chance of afternoon, showers and thunderstorms. Highs warm in the 60s, about 70. Once again, we'll see plenty of sunshine. I don't understand. What are you talking about? You're saying showers and thunderstorms and plenty of sunshine. What? Those don't usually go hand in hand.
If I just throw in a little snow, I got it all covered.
Yeah.
Covered.
He's just all over the place.
We're going down to 30. We're at 70. It might rain. It might not. Good job, Dirk. But he was their weather spotter last week. He was on the news last week. Dirk got some airtime on the WEAU, I believe it was. They did a thing on our storm spotters.
Oh,
and,
good for him.
Yeah, Dirk did a good job there.
Yeah, and we rib you a little bit, Dirk, but we love you. No kidding, we appreciate you as well. Oh, speaking of ribbing, did you watch I don't watch roasts. I think they're whatever. Did you watch the Tom Brady thing, Netflix?
I saw some of the highlights of it. Some of it was funny. Some of it was way inappropriate.
Right, that just did. So I read some of the things you can actually read that were appropriate. Like Peyton Manning, what he had said, that was very well done. But then I saw some of the other things that they were saying, and it was like tip of the iceberg. And I'm like, nope. Like roasts are
they're made to be funny, not to be.
They're all just basically glorified "your mama's so fat" jokes, right?
Yeah.
It's just so inappropriate. I know I'm a prude now that I'm getting older.
Yeah.
But no, they're tasteless. It's disgusting. You know what? Keeping with the roast in the food theme, they are not delicious. If you remember that one. Yeah, no, I did not watch it. I don't like roasts. They make me feel uncomfortable.
Right. It was weird. So.
Like, we could do one for Mike Schaefer. That'd be easy. That would be good. All right. So she said it was so funny, but also so bad. So, yeah, that's just it. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks, man.
All right, no problem.
Have fun at your
Taser training?
Shooting thing, yeah. For Dryden.com, I'm Ben Dryden. And, of course, you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years' experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today. See what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen. I'll see everybody this Thursday when U.S. Representative for Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District, Tom Tiffany, will be joining me for his monthly chat. It comes on every second Thursday of the month, and Fitzy and I will be back here next week as well. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.